I'm representing Radio Now. There's an artist that is just one of my favourite artists right now. He's probably one of the most soulful voices coming out of Jamaica, and I'm glad to say that we've got him right now via Zoom to celebrate his brand new EP, the Toxic EP. It's Kranium. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm alive and well. I'm out here in Miami where it's a much better weather than I'm pretty sure in London and New York right now. So I'm loving it.
It is freezing over here in the UK. We've had snow all of last week, so I'm glad that we can kind of warm up the temperatures with the new music that you've dropped, and I'm glad things are nice in Miami for you.
Yeah, man, I'm loving it. Just got here.
So, man, things have been kind of good because really, I've been wanting to interview you for quite some time now because you're definitely one of the most exciting artists in, and I want to say like reggae and dancehall music, but I think you kind of branch further out than that. You're not your traditional standard of dancehall artist, in my opinion. You've got such R&B and soulful influences. Now, has that been something that you've always been passionate about, like representing your music from the beginning?
I feel like I just naturally find that those records have just been, it just come natural, man. And I feel like I'm influenced by my environment, being a kid that grew up in New York City and just being around different culture, different people, different vibe. I just take all of that and put it into one and create the music that I create today. And you know, people love it, and I'm happy they love it because it's not an easy thing to do. You know what I mean? It's not easy, it's very hard. But you know, I work as hard as I can.
So were you making music when you were based in Miami and New York City when you were younger? Because if we take it back to a decade ago to tracks like, This Morning, Swagger Buck, Sex Addict, Summer Chill, you can really hear those US influences. So was that what you were kind of surrounded by when you were first making music?
Yeah, man, you got some songs that I've heard in years, but yo, man, the Swagger Buck, God, I've heard that in so long. But yeah, I just wanted that. I wanted to be that kid that represents dancehall music from America with a fresh flavor, fresh style. Obviously, there's R&B elements there. You know what I mean? I feel like R&B takes so much from dancehall over the years and mainstream music. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna be that guy that, you know what I mean, mesh everything and just create those authentic sound. I don't know how I do it. I don't know if it's the woman then where really inspired me the most to do it, but you know, I get it done. So that's basically where the song comes from.
Well, I love that you could kind of balance both styles. Like you listen to tracks like Sidung, which is a much harder, like traditional dancehall beat. So how do you kind of approach that, the production side? How do you approach rhythms? How do you know when it's going to be more of an R&B love song kind of rhythm, or how do you know when you want to go in with the dancehall?
Because I follow the keys, and I'm a very key. I like keys. I'm not really a drum guy. I'm more of a key person, piano. So when I hear the pianos and the keys, I know, okay, cool. I could go smooth and sexy. And this, when it's more hardcore and I love the beat, I know I could go more like back it up, bounce up, wine, you know, those words, and just make it work with a deeper tone. So I go like a deeper tone, but still smooth with it, you know, sexy same with it. Because as a singer, certain tone works and certain beat, and then certain, if I sing too sweet, it sounds gliding. So when I'm on the rougher beat, I don't sing too sweet. I go a little bit edgy. And when I'm on the sweet beat, I go a little sweet but ratchet, you know?
Well, it definitely works, man. I feel as if that kind of what comes together for that Kranium sound. So how do you kind of approach your songwriting with that? Do you have like melodies already in your head, or do you think more like lyrical content, or do you have like a theme that you want to approach?
I don't really have much of a planned approach. It's just more of hearing the beat, and it's just like something to stop me in my soul shoulder and just be like, yo, go this way or go that way. I think it's more of like analyzing the sound that I'm dealing with and approaching it right off just being melodic. That's just my whole career is just based off just simple hooks but very melodic. You know, and I say the rise things in the sweetest pattern. So there's certain beats where I'm like, okay, this would be a dope love song, but I'm gonna throw different ranch words in it. For me, it's not I have a specific way of approaching the beat. Like beforehand, it's just more of once I hear it, it's just like it's like a feeling in go, whether it's sexy or soft or just rough or aggressive. You know, it's just I don't have a way of how I work. It's just always fresh, always new. And just that I don't know how to explain, but it's that thing. It's just that is that gift of just being Kranium. You know what I mean? It's a thing that I question it all the time because I'm nervous when I do it because I don't know if it's gonna work. You know, I never know if it's gonna work, but I just stress myself and I just do it.
Well, man, it's definitely done well because I love the fact that you can represent the dancehall sound in a more US market. Like we've seen collaborations with the likes of like Ty Dolla $ign, Tory Lanez, Major Lazer. Like I like that you can really be that guy in the US that's representing the culture authentically in a market that would understand it as well. So how do you kind of approach your collaborations? Do you have artists in mind like I want to work with them, or do you just have opportunities sort of come to Kranium, I suppose?
Yeah, you have opportunity that came to me, like the Ed Sheeran Shape of You remix. It was brought to they reached out to me. I've done other features. Gucci Man last album he dropped, you know, they reached out. But for me, I don't really have a specific artist that I would like, I want to work with. It's just more like I create a record, and whoever we think would fit on the record, then we reach out. So I don't sit and have a list of artists like, this year I want to work with this artist, this year I want to work with artists. You know, we work with upcoming artists also, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a big artist. Just whoever I think will fit the record, that's who I reach out to.
Well, definitely, man. There's something that I really love that you could do so well, because I was even looking on your Spotify page and London is your #1 city on there. And I love the amount of UK collaborations you've done in the past with the likes of Ed Sheeran. You've had AJ Tracey, Dappy, Wiley, B Young, Ebenezer. These are all UK artists that you've linked up with. So like for you, who are the UK artists that you're watching right now? And like, what is it about the UK that you feel is why Kranium resonates so well over here?
You know what it is? I think UK have some of the best ears in music. I think UK, Jamaica, Nigeria have some of the best ears when it comes on to music, and Ghana. In the sense of the people are so open-minded and so welcoming of music. Canada too, and Canada. They're so open-minded and well-rounded when it comes on to music. So I feel like my type of sound, London take onto it very well because it's pure and it's free and the elements of the beat, you know, they rock with it. And I think that's why UK is one of my favorite cities to perform in. Like I love UK. Like UK show me so much love. Like UK always save my career all the time. Like every time there's a record that comes out, I can always depend on UK to give me the numbers that I need to move forward to like show and decide like, yo, the song is doing good. You know, UK love it. It's catching on, you know what I mean? So most definitely, man, I love UK and UK have a special place in my heart.
Well, we've definitely loved Kranium sound here in the UK because that's why we're here today, because there's so much incredible music. And I love the fact that you just mentioned Nigeria and Ghana as well, because you've worked a lot with Afrobeats artists. You've had the likes of Wizkid, Tiwa Savage, Burna Boy, DJ Spinall collaboration with you. So right now we're kind of seeing a lot of Jamaican artists sometimes saying that there's a lack of unity in Jamaica when it comes to reggae and dancehall, but then you see this unity with African artists kind of collaborating with each other. Do you feel that this kind of be, with you collaborating with African artists, do you feel that might break down and become a better unity globally?
Yeah, I think it will happen. I think everything takes time. I feel like everybody one day will come up their high horses and realize that this is a team sport rather than just a one-player sport. You know what I mean? Music's supposed to be expressive. Music's supposed to be love. Can't believe a lot of people understand it. It was like, what, you know, that came out the blue. Me, Wizkid, and Ty Dolla $ign. You know what I mean? I legitimately mashed 3 roles together: R&B, Afrobeat, and dancehall. You know what I mean? And that is a product of a good cooked soup. You know, when you cook a very good soup with the right ingredients, that's a definition of a well-cooked soup. And I hope that people really take hand and start doing more of the stuff, because I like doing it. You know, I like doing features. Once it's right, I do it. It's not every feature I do. There's so much features that I could have done that, you know, I walk away from because I just feel like it wasn't my sound or I couldn't do my best. I've got records before that I was supposed to jump on, and I told the management, yo, I think this artist will sound better than that other than me. And I didn't care about the money part of it. Just, you know, the fact that I just know I couldn't deliver or I wanted to deliver. So, you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like hopefully everybody just start doing more collaboration and understand that music is a force. And you have to have a helping hand, and everybody need to share fans. Like, not every Wizkid fan know who Kranium is. Not every Kranium fan probably know who Wizkid is. And that's all we all, you know what I mean? My mother always say every mickle make a muck. It's a quote, like a very famous quote. So yeah,
man. It's definitely kind of come together. That those experiences have brought together what we've got to today, and that is the Toxic EP that is out now on Atlantic Records. So, how long has this project been in the works for? Because it's an incredible body of work here.
It wasn't long. I would say in the space of 9 months, if I'm not mistaken. If that's probably like say, yeah, between 7 to 8 months, 9 months. It was something that I've mentally planned out in the sense of like we wanted to drop something around gal policy, but due to the whole pandemic, we couldn't move. I see the difference between just dropping a song and actually being on the road with records. You know what I mean? You do the shows, you promote the show, you know what I mean? You're in different cities, so you could use that same thing to go to radio station while you're at there's so much levels of promotion that take place when an album drop out being on the road that I didn't have. It was taken away from us during the pandemic. So we had the record set, but then we realized that it's not hoping, so we need to give the fans them something to hold on to for the next thing. And honestly, Toxic is only 5 records, and it's just a teaspoon and an appetizer for what's coming next, because the next project is gonna be phenomenal, man. And like I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be amazing, and it's gonna be more records where it's not pre-released. You know what I'm saying? Like Gap Police was pre-released, True was pre-released, Black Traffic. You know what I mean? But this one gonna have at least, I'll say at least. I'm 7. Yeah, I'm going 7. At least 5 brand new records that you guys never hear. That is the main goal for the next project. Yeah.
Man, you're getting us excited already, and I'm loving that we've got more music to come already for this year. So I want to kind of talk about Gal Policy, because as you're saying, in the pandemic of last year and everything like that, shows are locked off, we can't really do much. But Gal Policy was probably still the biggest dancehall song of 2020, hands down. So did you know that song was going to bust the way it did? Did you have like when you first recorded, you're like, that's the one that's going to really go mad?
I remember sending it to PV management, and I was like, yo, this is a big song. It's going to be a big song. You know what it is? I knew the argument. I knew the argument would have started some controversy, and I knew that it would have worked. I honestly felt it in my soul. So I didn't know how well it would perform, but I knew it would definitely do good. 100%.
So I like the fact that Gal Policy became so big, because it was almost like the second track on Through the Window. They kind of came together when they were released at the time, and I love how that was the one that I know a lot of people kind of jumped on first, was Gal Policy. That's the one that is getting used in every TikTok video and everything, especially Valentine's Day the other week. Everyone's still loving that tune right for that. So when it came to Through the Window, I feel that's a bit more on the party, like dancehall sing-along style. Like, how do you consciously balance the EP with that? Do you know, like, I want to have different layers to this EP that represent different styles?
Yeah, I just wanted a different balance of sound. Like somebody said, the frequency of that project sounds so amazing. We always try from Rumors, from my first project come all the way up from Midnight Sparks coming up. I always put a lot of time into creating music that balance out each other. When you listen to a project, I'm still in the main film, like, yo, if I'm gonna give your body a work for the rest of my life, when I'm dead and gone and my time old and grey, I just wanted to be remembered as a kid who always dropped amazing project that never ever seen like it's still like it's fresh. That has always been my main.
Well, I'm glad that you say that, because the one thing that I really love about your career, and it's the way that people talk about Kranium. People talk about Kranium the same way they used to talk about Garnet Silk and Dennis Brown and things like that. I feel like you've got one of those iconic voices that will live on far after we're all dead and gone.
Yeah, facts. I think so too, man. I feel like I'm getting anthems. That's the main thing, most of my records are anthems. So, I'm just putting in the work. I don't think you're as big as the last hit song. That's how I look at it. So every time I get a big song, I'm searching for the next one. Right now, I'm in my sessions right now. Just lock in and just listen a bunch of beat, invite producers, different writers, different musicians, whatever it is, just to like see what idea we can come up with and create the next big thing.
Oh man, it's definitely gone well. So on the Toxic EP at the moment, like the main title track is called Toxic, and that's more that kind of R&B sound that we know Kranium for. So what made you pick this song as the title track?
You know what it is? If you listen to Gal Police, it's very toxic. Through the Window is very toxic. Black Traffic's very toxic. I tell her, say, X-Man, I watch it and all these things. So it's very toxic. And then I had the record Toxic, and it's based off a kind of true story. So it was just perfect for the whole thing. And then, the artwork was amazing and everything. I was like, yo, this is really toxic. So we should name it Toxic. Yeah.
It's gone well, because one of the songs I really love of this is Won't Judge, and that's kind of more the girl song, and the visuals have just dropped, and I feel as if the visuals dropped conveniently around Valentine's Day. Was that something you intentionally wanted to do?
1,000%. I needed to give the ladies some confidence to go out and cheat if they want to. If they wanted to cheat, they could feel confident, you know. You don't gotta stress.
Well, man, it's the video that everyone's loving right now. It's getting shared constantly all over my timeline ever at the moment. So, you know, the final track on the EP is one that I think actually we were the first in the UK to play, Block Traffic, with Ritical. I think, yeah, the team sent it over just ahead of time, and I think we were the first show to play it. So that's something I really love. We had Skillabang back on the show in January as well. So are you staying quite close with the Eastside camp? Is there artists that you're watching like Ritical that you've always wanted to work with?
Yeah, Ritical is an artist that I like a lot. When I hear him sound, I was like, this guy's amazing. He's dope. I like the whole Eastside movement, and I mean, I like music like that give me excited. Like, I was excited to hear the lyrics that they drop each time, the vibe, the whole movement. So yeah, I was watching him for a minute, and you know what I'm saying, and I make sure I reach out and make sure we do a record, and we did an amazing song, you know.
Well, man, you've definitely got an ear for the uprising talent. So are there any artists in Jamaica right now that is like really kind of getting you excited that you think are going to be the new blood coming through in the next few years?
A lot, man. It's too much to call names because I hate calling names, because when you call one name, you just create a vibe where everybody like, yo, you do nothing, forget my name. So like, all I would say is like, if you're a dancehall fan and you like dancehall music, there's a lot of new upcoming artists, and there's a lot of artists in Jamaica right now that is very talented, that is doing amazing things. And
well, look, you've obviously got a great ear for new music as well, and new artists. So I want to jump into the top 5 songs right now that we always do here on the Gully B show. I want to know what the songs that kind of inspired you, what do you hold great memories to, and things like that. So what do you want to draw for as your first tune?
I go Gregory Isaac, Niners. Amazing song, well written. The production is sick. The sound is crazy. When you're in a dance, those that you call a warm up. You know, when you're in a party, at early party, you have a little liquor in your hand, drinking, and you're with a nice girl next to you, and those songs play. You just know, say vibes, you know what I mean? The jerk chicken, I get ready to finish, you know what I mean? You smoke a one thing, set the mood. So
for you, was Gregory Isaacs an artist that you surround yourself listening to growing up?
Yeah, I used to listen to Gregory Isaac a lot, you know what I mean? Because I grew up around most of the older people, my grandmother, my grandfather. So I had access to a lot of older songs, you know what I mean? I don't even like to call them older songs. I like to call them the golden era of music, you know what I mean? That was the golden era. So during that golden era, I get access to those, you know, type of records that I love, you know, and it means the world to me till this day. So
definitely the kind of things you'll find in a record collection, like a vinyl collection kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly, you know. Music.
Well, kind of talk about that gold era. What do you want to go for as the second pick of your top 5 today?
We go I Just Want to Be Close to You, Maxi Priest.
Wicked tune right there.
Yeah, the reason I love that song is because it was one of the first reggae artists, I think, to go Billboard. So it hold a big it's just bigger than a song to me, you know what I mean? It's more of like, these are the songs that paved the way for us today as artists and singers who want to try and make it big on the mainstream market. So I could never ever forget seeing Maxi Priest with that tall hair, you know, rocking left to side in that video, you know, rolling, I just want to be close to you, you know, with that tall, you know, his swag. So I remember that stood out to me as a kid. So yeah, definitely that song until this day is a part of me. Yeah.
So that was a huge track right there, and I'm glad that you kind of tap into that. And I think that we can almost see that career path of Maxi Priest very in line with yourself, because you really can tap into that US and global R&B market as well as just reggae and dancehall. And I think Maxi Priest was one of the first guys probably back in the 90s to do that.
100%, and I know that, and I have that in my heart. So you know, that's the goal. That is the aim. It takes time. It takes that one record. You know, we're all out here trying to find that one record.
Absolutely, man. So how do you want to draw for today on your third pick of the top 5?
So my third song gonna be Richie Spice, Earth Run Red. The reason why I love Richie Spice is my top 3 artists of all time. His intros, he kill it with intro. Like Richie Spice intros are amazing. So I got into Richie Spice music at a young age, and then I started loving. I know every single Richie Spice song there is on earth. I love Richie Spice music. I love his intros. Richie Spice is the man that made me knew that intros catch the ears of people out the gate. That's when you listen and nobody have to know. You just hear it out the gate. You know what I mean? whoa, me start off like girl policy. You know, every song I've ever hit. Yeah, all of my songs. Can't believe it. Everything, the intros is very important. So shout out to Richie Spice. I call him the intro god. Baddest artist on intros.
Kranium, how do you want to go for as the number 4 selection today on the top 5?
So the 4 pick I'm gonna go with Sam Cooke. And Sam Cooke is one of my favorite artists. The reason why I grew up in a very strong Christian home, so I wasn't really exposed to certain music. You have to be very clean. And I remember one day I was like listening to the radio and I hear this song called Change Is Gonna Come. And I remember like listening to that song, I'm like, yo, this song is deep. And like, if ever I sing any song, I want to sing with the conviction and sing with emotions and the power of just how he did it. And I got into his music and I just started listening to Change Young, If You Ever, and all these records. And Sam Cooke became one of my favorite artists of all time. He's actually my favorite artist of all time. And this is one of my favorite songs. Change Gonna Come, Sam Cooke.
Yo, how do you want to draw for today as the 5th and final pick, Kranium? Because I know you've got so many tracks that you love.
My 5th and favorite song I'm going to go is because obviously, you know, we are the singers for the girls, but you always have to have that edginess. And nobody was more edgy, had more swag, had more style than the great Shabba Ranks himself. So the 5th song, Shabba Ranks, Trailer Load, body song, very influential. For the Yankee them, for the Americans, for the British, for everybody. Trailer Load was a song that I know that created a wave across the earth that nobody expected. So this song definitely, Trailer Load, Shabba Ranks.
So for you, Kranium, growing up in New York, where Shabba Ranks is also based right now, was that like an influence for you? Did you see him as like a, I could be there, like I could get to that level in my career?
Yeah, 100%, man. We saw Shabba did what they did. We know that we had that chance. We know that anybody can make it. Because Shabba wasn't going there being cliche, wasn't going there acting American or twanging or trying to speak. He just be himself. And that's why I know that, this is what it's going to be. And dancehall is a force to reckon with. And we're going to go, I'm going to take over, we're going to represent.
Well, with those incredible tracks you've just picked on today's show, we can see why the brand new Toxic EP is so incredibly well put together. And you can I love that you kind of mentioned Sam Cooke as well, because you can definitely tell how that's influenced your style of songwriting and performance, right?
100%. Those songs have a lot to do with how I create music and how I move forward. And music is an element of different sound and a fusion. And I like to consider my music as fusion of just different things just put into one.
Well, it's something that we love. We've been playing a lot of your music here on the Gully B show since day one. So I'm so glad to say that the brand new Toxic EP is out now everywhere.
Yeah.
But you teased it earlier on. You said there's something else coming. Can you tell us what's coming next in 2021 from Kranium?
Yeah, next thing I'm gonna drop a next part 2 EP consists of like 7 songs this time and more brand new songs, like probably 5 brand new songs that I never heard before. So I can't wait for you guys to hear it, man. It's gonna be amazing. I'm putting my heart, soul, blood, and sweat into this one. It's now or never. That's how I look at it for the next EP, and it's gonna be amazing. Dope feature. I'm gonna come with more features on that one, like some big features and just like dope vibe. It's gonna be amazing.
Is there anything you can tell us on the features yet? Is there, or is that all locked down?
So far, nah, I can't tell. Clearance is a hell of a thing, so I want to get everything clear first before, you know what I mean? But it's gonna be amazing. Trust me, I'm gonna put my heart into it, and I have a lot of people who wanted to work with me for a minute that I'm getting a chance to work with. There's a lot of people who have ideas before that I always want to work with. There's legends that I want to work with that I'm going to make sure it happen in the R&B scene that I really love, some dancehall and R&B. It's going to be dope, man. It's going to be a nice soup.
Wow, man, I cannot wait. For now, I want to say thank you so much to the Melody God, Kranium, right here on the Gully B Show on Represent Radio. We're going to jump into the title track off the Toxic EP, which is the track Toxic. Kranium, I want to say thank you so much for passing through today.
And thank you so much for having me. Bless up.